Hello and welcome back to another episode of 4 Foot Friday, where today we'll be talking about the Rockets owner, Leslie Alexander, putting them up for sale. Now, I think this is a fantastic decision by the Rockets owner, obviously because you have to sell your team when it's high. If you're the Warriors and you want to sell your team, you're going to get a fantastic price, considering you have the All-Stars and Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson. If you're the Celtics, you're going to get a great price because Gordon Hayward's coming in, and then you also have Isaiah Thomas. And even Al Horford you can consider an All-Star too, with also another recent trade acquisition in Marcus Morris. So, if you're any of those top-tier teams, you need to sell when it's high, not sell when it's low, because if you're the Nets right now, you're not going to make nearly as enough money as the Warriors or even the Clippers. They made $2 billion on their sale, obviously, because they had Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Jordan. But, the Rockets, it's a great destination for people to go because of the fact that, they've been such a long franchise. They've had so many great players to come, which include Hakeem the Dream, Yao Ming, and Clyde Drexler. So you really see how much the Rockets, they've won championships. They've had those players that are incredible. The Rockets owner is doing a great job selling when it's high. Not if they have one or two players, not before they received James Harden in that trade. They did it afterwards, and now that they've just acquired Chris Paul and James Harden, you can see why they're going after Carmelo Anthony. They're going after Carmelo Anthony because that's another piece, and from a selling standpoint, that looks very good. To sell possibly $1 to $2 billion, which leads me to the next point, how this is an incredible sale for Leslie Alexander, as it's a massive profit in his 24 years that he's been the owner for the Rockets. He bought the team 24 years ago for about $85 million, right? And if you're selling it possibly $1 to $2 billion, that's about $1-2 billion profit. And you really see how Leslie Alexander, he's doing a great job as a businessman, how he only bought it for such a low price considering how much you could sell it for. And as I said before, it's a top spot for players to go. It's a top franchise. They won championships. They've had the great players. And talking about great players, we're going to move on to the next point, which is Dikembe Mutombo, and how he's basically, he's lining up a group of people that have money, that can combine with him that $1 to $2 billion, because obviously he has not made that enough money for him to buy the franchise. But if he can get a small part in it, he's trying to get a group together to buy this franchise. And I think for Dikembe Mutombo to do this, it would be a great idea, because if you bought for $85 million and you're selling it for possibly $2 million, then you have to see that what about in 25 years from now? The price could be as much as $10 million, considering how much we've seen the improvement of the $85 million to $1 to $2 billion. So getting a stake into this, being a part owner for the Rockets would be a great idea, because in the future, it's probably going to be a lot higher. And then when you go in the future, then once they get, 3 more All-Stars, then you can sell it, like Dikembe Mutombo. If he buys it for $2 billion and then he sells it for $7 billion, that makes $5 billion profit. But let's say he has a $100 million stake, then we could possibly, you don't know how much he could see in that money, but that $100 million could possibly lead to $2 billion, $1 billion. We have to see what happens. We even have to see if Dikembe Mutombo buys it or if someone else is going to buy it. Whoever puts in the top price will probably get it. I think Leslie Alexander is doing a great decision for him. And I think it's great for him to realize it's been 24 years. I'm going to move on from this. Maybe he waits another year to sell it. Obviously, he's at 24 years, so one more year, and then he gets to 25 years. So we just have to see what happens. We have to see who buys it, and then we also have to see, will Carmelo Anthony go to this team in the Houston Rockets in this trade deal? If you want to see a trade possible deal that I put out, you can go check out you can go check out my recent YouTube video on Carmelo Anthony and a possible trade that the Hawks, the Rockets, and the Knicks could be in. So that is all for today. I'll see you in the next video. My name is 4foot Nuttin on today's 4foot Friday. Thank you for watching, and have an excellent day.